Hello and welcome back to week 5 of the spring split presented by XP League. I'm your host Cody, or Code Red, and I'm back again this week to cover these talented players as they embark throughout these matches to take victories, to take wins. We'll see what they can do here. I think we're having some audio issues. I'm not hearing anything coming through on my end. One moment. Alright, sorry about those issues, but we are back into the match. As we drop in, we'll see where these players land, what they've changed in previous weeks, and what teams are going to dominate in today's event, week 5. So these teams have gotten used to playing against each other, and we're going to be switching over here to one of our top squads in the games, Franklin Phoenix, a team to be feared in these matches. Quad, Mo Noah, and Misty looking to get aggressive here. Quad springs on to the first player he sees, and down goes one. Misty there to support, but Quad wants to get aggressive here. The mark comes through, and Quad looking to find some damage on this. Noah also being an aggressor in this fight, using that Mozambique to lay down some damage down range. Now switching over to that Rampage, and he'll go on a Rampage, finding two. And Franklin Phoenix strike early and add to their tally of eliminations here at the start of the match. Maybe another fight going down here on the opposite side of the map. Troy Evo B looking to put some pressure on here as well. The Volt in hand, an alternator for EJ. EJ putting up those barriers and breaking them down in front of them. And the Rampart diff comes through. EJ finds one elimination to start off here, finds that elimination, and that finish. Arcstar's coming through. EJ's got to back off here, but Yoking is going to be putting something down, some pressure as well. And damage is found. 2 players being eliminated now. Hanover Horde put in a difficult situation. Barbo, he's got to be careful here, looking for those shots, and not going to be able to find it. Damage not done. And Troy Evo B will find those eliminations. So an exciting start here. We'll just keep switching from team to team, trying to cover as many fights as we can. Franklin Wales looking to contest this location. A team nearby, they've spotted them out. Information has been gained. They're just trying to find some upgrades before they engage, maybe. The team nearby is that Troy Evo A, just a duo to work with here. So we'll see what this team can do in this situation. 30-30 repeater, we've seen use it and be so dominant in the past. So we'll see what Shrieker can do with it in this situation. I think Franklin Wales, they might be looking to get a little aggressive here. Take this fight on to Troy Evo B. And Frank Ocean just looking for an angle here around this with that 2x4 scope, and maybe finding an angle. They see those players, they spot them out. They see barriers being lifted, and maybe a way in for this squad. Shots coming through. Frank Ocean just trying to break that barrier. Dario though, getting inside, wants to get aggressive here. Let's see this poison being laid down. Okie Mini-Me trying to get in here as well. Dario pushing in, using these barriers to the advantage. He's just gonna hop through, looking for these eliminations. That Mozambique doing so much damage, and it will be found. Franklin Wales finding a few eliminations here to at the start, and the duo of Troy Evo B will fall. That team just put it at a disadvantage. Only 2 players against 3. So difficult to get an early advantage in that fight, and Franklin Wales will capitalize on it. Get a few eliminations here to start off the match. Looking around here, we have decent spread of players. Zone pretty central, but gonna work its way over here to Countdown and Landslide towards the end of the match. We'll see some teams start to rotate over to that position as a result, but we'll see. We'll check in with Gnome Darts, another one of our top teams here, as they loot up one of these locations. Maybe a little uncontested for them here at the start, and that flatline and Volt will be in the hands of Dr. Ingenious. Mr. Tiger Fox running that Hemlock in R99 and Sandbean with that Spitfire and Hemlock. These players just chilling out towards the center of zone, playing it slow. Why aggress at this point in the match? You have so many placement points to be played for here. You can see they're just looking for some information, maybe a player or team rotating out in the open that they can take advantage of. This team is known for being aggressive, known for taking fights. They're not scared to take an engagement, but at this point in the match, they can just run around and look for some loot, look for those upgrades before they take any fights. And they'll find an engagement here. One player being found out, Mr. Tiger Fox, finding some early damage now, working his way in. Like I said, this team is not afraid to fight. They're not afraid of this aggression. And you can see Mr. Tiger Fox playing around this wall right here. And it's going to be caught out. Mr. Tiger Fox very low on HP now. And it's Omaha Inferno. The team looking to be in trouble here. Selfish Puppy and Overjoyed very low on HP. Have to pop some heals here. Overjoyed trying to get this Phoenix to get off before this engagement is taken. And a tall task for this team. But they're looking to take a fight onto a different one. And Troy Evo B will actually find an elimination here. I think onto one of those Gnome Dart players. As they try and disengage, and yeah, it will be Sandbean to fall in this fight. A difficult situation now, but Overjoyed looking to lay down some damage. Damage found. The duo trying to do it all. And Selfish Puppy very low in HP. Overjoyed has to be the shield here, at least for now, but it's not going to be enough. And Selfish Puppy and Overjoyed will drop. Going back over to that location, Troy Evo B will find those eliminations, but not before EJ is eliminated, and now maybe put at a disadvantage. But as I say that, Gnome Darts are going to rotate out of this location in a similar situation to Troy Evo B, trying to get that teammate back in this game. Sandbean just caught a little bit off guard there by the third party. He's eliminated, but now using that harvester to get some loot, get some upgrades. And now looking for that respawn for Sandbean to bring him back in this match. As we take a look at down in our southern part of the map, though, we have some fights going down here on the northern side. Gnome Ants, Arkham in some trouble here. That shield battery to be popped. Trying to find the damage, not going to be able to do so. Arkham goes down. Now left on to Scribbles and Gaka. R301 in hand. Nemesis to back it up to swap to later on. Mark coming out. Teams nearby. Shogun, one of these teams holding these positions, making it difficult for teams to actually rotate in here and take these fights. Franklin Wales nearby as well. And I think there's 4 teams in this location, all fighting for a spot. And Frank Ocean, Pokey Mini-Me, and Dario are just one of these teams trying to hold a location, trying to take control here of the map. Franklin Phoenix, they're around here as well. Misty taken out, but Quad and Noah still in this, and you can't count this duo out just yet. The mark coming out from Noah, trying to get some information on where these players are, where they stack up. We'll see how they play around these fights. Shogun, though, a lot of damage being done, and that's Quad to do it. Using that Hemlock finding some shield cracks and pressuring these teams off this position. As a duo, they're still able to put this pressure on these teams and really force them out of this location.
Heavy ammo here.
See comms coming through, ammo being swapped over.
How's it going, Zach?
Doesn't look like they're going to be able to recover that banner in time.
Yeah.
So have to look to craft it. They can see a team below. No mowers. Finding some upgrades from that supply drop.
Yeah, you can...
Midnight Rider. We'll find that EVA 8. We don't see it used too often, but that Wingman air demolition, such a powerful weapon for mid, long range, and even those close range duels. Such an all-around weapon for him to use.
Yeah, well, drive safe.
This team just looking to reposition here, find a high ground position maybe to play with, put some pressure back on these squads. And one team that's nearby is Gnome Darts. Maybe coming up from behind. Sandbeam now back in the match. Ingenious, Tiger Fox. I'm not sure if they spotted out that team in front of them just yet. You can see Tiger Fox actually aware of it, scoped down, looking towards that position, but doesn't want to give up any information just yet. They don't want to take this engagement.
Oh, you're very welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Especially if they feel like they're at a disadvantage here.
over there.
Dome mowers aren't wise to it yet, so they could get ambushed here. STN looking around here, that triple take in hand, but not looking behind them, always in front, focused, tunnel visioned in front of them at those enemy teams, and they might not realize this team creeping up behind them, but fights going down all across the map, and we'll take a look at what Dario, Frank Ocean, and Pokey Mini are doing here. Franklin Wales finding some long-range damage here. Counterfire being placed back on them, and running out in the open is one of these players, Frank Ocean, finding some damage on them. That arc star going to be thrown out, and that player's going to have to move out of that position, and that seems like it's Yoking, and Yoking will go down, not really aware of the damage that can be done from that position, and as a result, Ninja and EJ are put in a duo situation. A little bit of separation there, maybe a miscommunication from that squad, and leads to Yoking going down. Franklin Wales, excuse me, might be looking to pressure in here.
Let's relocate.
Try to find those other two remaining players, at least at this moment. They spot him out. Damage done, shield cracked.
Enemies nearby.
Cracking just not going to be good enough there from Dario to find that elimination. But nonetheless, that shield cracked again. Both players cracked on shield now. Dario wants to get aggressive here, but has to evade those rockets coming in. Now Dario looking to find that damage. Damage done. That car, such a good close-range weapon, is going to be used to finish them off here. A bit of lag on the server, but nonetheless, Dario, Frank Ocean, and Pokey Mini-Me will find a few more eliminations. And Troy Evo B will be eliminated. Speaking of being eliminated, Flooper Kid not in the best of situations at this moment, just trying to evade some shots. His teammate has gone down. There's no shields remaining on Flooper Kid, so he's got to be careful about taking this fight. But I think a team nearby has found a different engagement, and he's going to make it away for now. No mowers. Looking to pressure this No Blades team. Prince Sloth being the only player left remaining. Saberific has gone down, along with YT Salt. And they will take down Saberific, so now Prince Sloth just left in that solo situation here. Gonna find some damage. But all he can do from here is chip away at the shield of the team above. Refreshing some of that light ammo. Shields to be popped, but nothing really going his way at this point. But for now, might be able to survive. They spot him out, but not looking to aggress on this. No Mower is playing this patiently. Seeing exactly where this player could be. Damage being done, though. very low on HP. You can see that Mirage, how useful it can be if they can spot out the right one. Prince Sloth might be eliminated. You can see meds now being popped. Arcstar's being thrown, and they know his position. But as I say that, more fights going down on the map. These teams now closing into each other. Franklin, Phoenix, Misty. The banner has been timed out by now, but Quad and Noah. We've seen them dominate as a trio. We've seen them dominate as a duo, and it seems like they want to get a little aggressive here. Noah popping that ultimate. And rotating his way in, but Noah, a little bit of over-aggression leads to his demise, and Quad quickly follows. Franklin Phoenix gets eliminated. And Gnome Darts, not looking like they're in the best of situations either. Have to play around these barriers. Genius popping those shields off. And Nomance on the other side of this, a little bit more healthy. He's now looking to get a bit aggressive here. Shields broken. Damage found. Scribbles onto one. Arkham taken down. But now Gaka, the highest on health here, has to be this shield. But a third party coming through and damage being done. And it's Nomance to fall. Franklin Wales to find those eliminations. In quick succession of them, Gnome Darts will stay alive as a result. Nomance looked like they had the advantage in the fight, but that third party coming through and causing a loss here. But Franklin Wales want to rotate in here. They want to look for these eliminations quickly and put an end to the Gnome Darts squad. And they will do it. 8 eliminations for Frank Ocean. What a player this is. We look over here at Prince Sloth, who is just a solo. Able to survive on the No Blade squad. No mowers nearby. They spot him out. Damage being done though. Third parties galore in this scenario. So many teams around this location. And so many eliminations coming through. So Prince Sloth able to stay alive for now, but has to be careful of it. Midnight Rider being pressured. And it looks like it's no mowers versus the Franklin Whales.
Safety's out, folks.
Franklin Whales working their way in here. Frank Ocean looking to finish off this match with so many eliminations. Wants to up his tally even more and finish this match with a bang. Pokey Mini working their way in though. Finds that elimination, looking for even more damage on these players, and No Mowers are put in a difficult situation. STN taken very low. Air Demolition not looking great either. And STN is eliminated now. All left on to Air Demolition, who's just trying to survive at this point, trying to lay down some damage, but Air Demolition so low here and will be taken out. Franklin Wales will do it and find match 1 for themselves. And what a match it was for them. How can you not talk about Frank Ocean with over 8 eliminations? We'll see what his tally actually came to at the end of that match. And Dario and Pokey Mini-Me there to back him up. But what a squad win for this team. They found some aggression towards the end. They found those third parties and were able to capitalize on those fights and end off that match as your Apex champions. In Franklin Wales, 17 eliminations in first. Gnome Mowers with 2 in second. Gnome Blades with 3 in third. Gnome Darts with 2 in fourth. And Gnome Ants with 1 and 5th. So Franklin Wales dominating our first match, but we'll see you here in a bit for round 2. right, we are back with match 2 of our Week 5 Apex Legends here at the Spring Split presented by XP Elite. We have so many talented teams that are battling it out, duking it out, and it seems like the competition just keeps getting better. We see new teams coming up and dominating these matches, or teams that we saw previously doing poorly that have gotten so good, have gotten so competitive in these matches. And it just keeps getting more and more difficult for these teams to continuously find these victories. Franklin Wales found it in the previous one. And we'll see if they can repeat it back to back here. Some of their players seem like they're having a day of it. But taking a look at the map, we see all these teams dropping into different locations, finding what suits their team best. After the first match, we had about 3 teams landing at similar locations and starting off the match with some early aggression, and we'll see if that continues, if these teams continue to contest each other. And it seems like we might have some fights breaking out here at the top right portion of our map. Overlook being one of these locations where teams have consistently been contesting. On the outskirts, decent loot to it. And Franklin Wales, our match 1 winners, have claimed this location as their own. Teams nearby, but no team contesting them directly anymore. It seems like they've earned it. After that last match, 17 eliminations for this team. Frank Ocean, the kill leader, leading this team to victory. And we'll see if he can have a repeat of this match. Taking a look back at the map, we see the spread of teams, maybe some people contesting each other up here. Nomance in some trouble maybe. Scribbles, nades coming through, has to be careful of it. Popping some of these shields is Gaka. But Scribbles looking to get aggressive here with that Mastiff, has to find the reload. Isn't aware of it, but they find it down on the 1 at least. Now just chasing after that final player. That Devotion takes so long to charge up, but the rate of fire when it does is so good. And eventually, they will find those eliminations. No chance to do it. And 2 eliminations at least at the start of this match. Take a look here, yeah. Looks like they got 2 out of that fight. So a duo going down, Shrieker and his teammate not having the best of luck in this match. We'll see how Nomance continue to dominate in this match. If they continue that aggression, if they continue to push these teams, or if they just fight off their location at the start and gain more of this passive playstyle that we've seen from so many of these teams. Not too many fights happening at the moment. But maybe towards this right side, we'll take a check into Booger. Slug Life.
Barrel stabilizer here.
Barbo.
Level 2. Let's see what's up over there. Hey, Mira, we got some enemies right here.
They look like they've spotted out a team here. Marks coming through, communication from these players. We can see how they work in these fights. We can use these marks and
oh, look.
think about what could be going through the minds of these players. Shots now being rained down, damage found. And Booger pulls out that ultimate ability. Wants to push a little bit forward, get a little bit better of an angle on these players. That ultimate coming out yet again. And just waiting for these players. Oh, but they don't realize there's a player behind. And Franklin Wales, they come in for the 3rd party, they find the damage, they find 2 of these eliminations. It looks like Frank Ocean, he's doing it all alone. He's found so much damage, so many of these shots, and Frank Ocean almost does it single-handedly. And Pokey Mini-Me will be brought back into this fight by Dario, who's there to back up Frank Ocean. But Frank Ocean, what a fight. What a flank, what an engagement from this player.
Shield core here. Level 1.
And it seems like nothing's changed from match 1 to match 2. Frank Ocean still wants to be aggressive in these fights and finds those openings for his teams. And we see how he does it. That flank was just so pivotal in that fight. Now Rain, maybe on the back foot here again. Flooper Kid, seems like this team has to run away consistently, being a duo already at a disadvantage and so low on HP. Flooper Kid is taken down now. Rain being the only player remaining on the edge of the map here, has to be careful about falling off. And just narrowly survives there. And Rain will survive for now, but a tall task ahead of him. Just trying to find maybe a position to rat out and to sit in, to hide in for now, to just survive for a little bit longer. And you can see that drone on the minimap on the left side. You've got to be careful of it. Rain not getting spotted out there. And now I'm going to start to make his way out of this location. But more fights going down here. It looks like Bearded Dragons are taking a hit. Minty, the only player left remaining, looking for those shots, looking for that damage. It's not going to be found. Minty very low HP now, only a few shots of health remaining. And Franklin Wales, they're looking to put an end to Minty here. Frank Ocean being one of those players. Franklin Wales maybe looking to disengage here, fearing maybe a third party coming on, and they do need to be cautious of it.
We got company, people.
Dario will be searching for these players now, switching back to looting up a little bit, but they found some eliminations. Frank Ocean already with 3, Dario with 2, and Pokey Mini-Me with 1. So this team's found 2 squads already. Eliminated all the players from them, not allowing any of these solos just to escape. We're going to take a look at Mr. Tiger Fox and Ingenious.
Our land is close.
Looking to push in here. I think they spotted out a player now. Maybe just trying to track them down. Sandbeam, though, pretty far off. Has to be. They have to be careful about pushing into these fights.
Prepare yourself. We have an enemy.
Using that flat line. They have the information on where these players are, but just not trying to aggress too much until their teammates catch up with them. But now they've regrouped. They can see what they can do out of it. Taking a look back at the map here. A lot of these teams being forced into different positions. These teams that might be looking to fall into a fight here. This quad, Misty, Noah, are looking to engage here. They had a difficult first match, as they were eliminated a little bit earlier than they would have liked to. But now, they're going to work their way in here. Quad, looking for some of these shots on the other side of this tunnel. Just scouting out the location around. Not a lot of these teams trying to get too overly aggressive. It's all about positioning in these matches. Putting your team in the best position to win is often the key to success. Franklin Phoenix is one of those teams that have been able to replicate victory time and time again.
Let's go this way.
No stuff next week, but the week afterwards. I'll see you there, man. Good
Each one of these players has so much talent on this squad. And they continue to dominate in these matches. They continue to find these openings, these eliminations that lead to these match victories. But it seems like today, they haven't found too many engagements, and that's maybe a little bit different from their usual play style. They usually find a few eliminations before these mid-game, end-games. Maybe as a result, they aren't as warm going into these end-game fights. And they're left a little bit open. The mark coming out. Players being spotted. You'll see damage now being found. A shield crack for Noah.